Well, joining us now from London is the head of the Palestinian Mission to the UK and formerly ambassador to Washington, Husam Zomlot. Mr. Zomlot, thanks very much for joining us. It looks like this Jared Kushner plan, we've got a tantalizing economic package here, $50 billion. Let's be clear, are you rejecting this out of hand?
We are rejecting, yes, we are rejecting the Kushner deceptive approach. This is perhaps the most disingenuous act of a state in international relations in a long, long time. I mean, of course, Palestine is in need of economic assistance, and Palestine has been getting economic assistance, particularly from the European Union, for the last 20 years. The $50 billion Kushner is talking about, not all of them to Palestinians, and nobody knows where this money comes from, and nobody knows where this money is going to go to, except obviously there is personal interest in this, personal favors and personal ideologies. There is nothing in it for us, the Palestinians. The whole world knows, my friend, what needs to happen. This is not rocket science. To unleash the Palestinian economy, and we have the potential to be one of the most vibrant economies in the region and in the world, because we have a very good human capital and we have natural resources. To unleash our economy, we just need to do one thing. End this occupation, the Israeli military occupation, colonization, theft of our resources. And the World Bank tells you only 4 years ago that in the first year of ending this occupation, we will be adding $3.4 billion only from agriculture and minerals from the Dead Sea. And every year we will be adding more. So if you make the math, Kushner is promising us $1 billion, which we already, every year, if you remove the heavily indebted proposal, i.e. the loans that we will have to pay interest for a long time for. So it's exactly what we are getting for the last 25 years. The only difference is what the Palestinians have been getting for the last 25 years was meant to build the institutions and the economy of a state. The European Union, the international community was interested in a two-state solution on the 1967 borders. Apparently Kushner is not interested in that. The American administration are not interested in the two-state solution. They have abandoned the two-state solution. All what they are interested in is property for cash. In this incident, it's Israel that gets the property and the Palestinians get the cash. And we need to tell him through your program that Palestine is not for sale, that this is not a real estate business in New York. This is the politics of identity. This is the politics of people's aspirations for freedom, for dignity, for self-determination. It seems this team is clueless about their own history, let alone the history of other nations, the history of America, and the Woodrow Wilson, a very famous statement about the right of nations for self-determination. So definitely we are not dealing with such an administration. And let me remind you with one sentence.
No, just one, but let me just say, talks on the two-state solution, on ending the Israeli occupation, they've got nowhere. We've obviously got the Trump administration, which is quite closely aligned with Israel. Is trying something new, an economic package. It's always been difficult to do the politics first. Here's a different way of trying to do things. Can't you respond positively to that?
No, there's nothing new in this. Oslo was all about starting with the economic arrangements, economic development for 25 years. But at least Oslo had a political framework that all this is within the framework of a two-state solution on the 1967 borders, on moving towards that end, and Israel withdrawing from territories gradually for a 5-year period. So Oslo was clear on the framework, on the political issues. Jerusalem is an occupied city. That is a final status issue. The refugees is a final status issue. Borders, settlements are illegal, needs to be removed. The difference here with the Kushner is that he wants to give cash, which, by the way, is not being bought by the supposedly here in this situation buyer Israel, nor by the US. It's going to come from the Arab world, and the Arab world support the Palestinians anyway. Need Kushner to meddle between us and the Arab world. Let us be very clear here. This is about normalizing the Arab-Israeli relations in absence of a political solution, and we don't consider this to be helpful for the cause of peace.
Husam Zomlot, head of the Palestinian Mission to the UK, thanks very much for joining us on Good Morning Europe.